Here are the answers to G12, the study guide for adding and subtracting fractions. The first part says change the improper fraction to a mixed number. That means I'm going to be dividing. So I got 23 divided by 5. It goes 4 times. I got 3 left over, so that's going to equal 4 and 3/5. 19 thirds means 19 divided by 3. It goes 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, I got 1 left over. That's going to equal 6 and 1/3. 31 fourths. 4 goes into 31 7 times, which equals 28. Got a 3 left over, so that equals 7 and 3/4. Next part says simplify the lowest terms, so I want to make them lower, so I'm going to divide top and bottom by the same number. I can divide both of these by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and that's as low as I can go. Since these ends with a 5 and a 0, I know I can divide them both by 5. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. 40 divided by 5 equals 8. So my answer is 5/8. 8 and 12, they're both even, so I'm just going to divide by 2. And I'm at 4, 6. They're both still even, so I can divide by 2 again. And I end up with 2/3. You could have divided by 4 at the very beginning. All right, let's move up to the next section. We're going to add some fractions and then simplify the lowest terms, which could be a mixed number or a fraction. First thing I like people to look for is there a way to take the smaller denominator and change it to the larger denominator? Can I multiply 4 times something to get 8? And I can. I can take this times 2. So 3/4, if I take the top and the bottom times 2, is really 6/8. And 6/8 plus 5/8, I don't need to change that one because it's already got an 8 for the denominator, and I end up with 11/8. And then it's sort of like a problem we did up above with the improper fraction. It goes 1 time with the remainder of 3, so that's going to equal big 1 and 3/8. 4/15 and 2/3. Can the small denominator be multiplied by something to get to 15? Yeah, times 5. So this time I'm going to keep the 4/15, change 2/3 to 10/15, and that equals 14/15. And that's as far as I can go with that one. It doesn't simplify. Down here I got 1/9 plus 1/2. Can I take 2 times something to equal 9? No, I can't. So I'm going to do the cross multiply butterfly. So when I take 2 times 9, both of my new fractions are going to be 18. I'm going to take this 1 times 2, which equals 2. And I'm going to take the 1 times 9, which equals 9. So I really have over here 1/9 was 2/18. And 1/2 is 9/18. When I add them together, I get 11/18. And no, I can't simplify that any lower. 2/5 and 3/4. 4 times something does not equal 5, so I'm going to do the cross multiply again. 5 times 4 equals 20. So I'm changing them both to 20ths. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 3 is 15. If I add them together, I get 23 20ths. That's an improper fraction, so I'm going to divide. It goes 1 time with the remainder of 3. So this one would just equal 1 and 3/20. Try next section out. We're subtracting this time instead of adding, but the idea is still the same. Can I take the smallest denominator and get something to get to the larger denominator? Yeah, I can take this times 3, which means I'm going to take the top times 3. So this is really 6/15 minus 4/15, which equals 2/15. That wasn't bad at all. 3/4 minus 1/8. Can I take 4 times something to equal 8? Yep, times 2. So I'm going to get 6/8 minus 1/8. That just equals 5/8. Don't even have to simplify. A lot of times subtracting is easier than adding because you don't have to simplify as much. Can I take 3 times something to get to 5? Nope. So I'm going to do my cross multiplying. Both of my fractions are going to be 15ths. Remember, we're subtracting down here. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 5 is 5. 9/5 minus 5/15. 9/15 minus 5/15 equals 4/15, and you cannot simplify any lower. 6 times something equals 8 does not happen. Cross multiply. We end up with both of them as 48. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 times 2 is 16. 18 minus 16 is 2. 2 48ths. They're both even, so I can divide them both by 2. And that's going to get me to 1/24. Why I have to simplify this one is because back here when I cross multiplied 8 times 6 is 48, there was a lower common multiple that would have been 24. But it was okay. Simplifying it worked just as well. Moving up to the next section. Complete with greater than, less than, or equal. Cross multiply butterfly works great for this. So back to my pen. 7 times 3 is 21. So we're both changing both the denominators to 21. 3 times 5 is 15. 7 times 2 is 14. 15 over 21 is greater than 14 over 21. 5 times 8 is 40. 2 times 8 gets me to 16. 3 times 5 gets me to 15. 16 40ths is more than 15 40ths. We got 12ths and 4ths. Whoa! I know I can take this 4 times 3 to get me to 12ths. So I'm just going to do that. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I have 9 12ths on both sides. So that's going to be equal. Let's try out some of the story problems. Grandma had 5/8 of a pound of sugar. She used a half a pound. How much sugar does she have left? Anytime I see the word left, I know we got subtraction going on. So we started with 5/8, and she used a half. So I have a subtraction problem, and I don't have the same denominator. But I can take 2 times something to get to 8, so I can take this times 4. So I'm keeping my 5/8. I'm going to still subtract. 1/2 is really 4/8. 5/8 minus 4/8 equals 1/8, and I think they were pounds, it looks like. Pounds of sugar. Bobo's kittens weigh 1/3 and 1/4 of a pound. How much do they weigh together? Tells me I'm going to be adding. So I got 1/3 plus 1/4. This time I do not have a way to make the smaller denominator become the larger one by multiplying. So I'm going to do my cross multiplying. These are both going to be 12ths. And I'm adding. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 3 is 3. When I add those together, I get 7/12ths of a pound. Or 7/12 pounds. You could put it that way also. Dave has 6 fish, 7 gerbils, and 2 cats. What fraction of his pets are gerbils? I'd like to just use the first letter of the alphabet for each one. So I got 6 fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 gerbils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 cats. 1, 2. What fraction of his pets are gerbils? So I count up my gerbils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of, the denominator is always how many in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 7/15ths, and it does not simplify. Moving to the next part. What fraction of his shapes are circles? So I just need to count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then count how many in all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 7 out of 17. What's the perimeter of the triangle? Well, to find the perimeter, I have to add all the sides. So I really have 5, 6 plus 2/3 plus 1/2. Problem is they do not have the same denominator. And this time I have 3 numbers that I need to find the denominator for. So I'm just going to count by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Count by 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12. Count by 6's. 6. Oh, and I already have one right there. The lowest common multiple is going to be a 6. So I can leave the 5, 6 like it is. I'm going to take the 2/3. I need to multiply the top and the bottom times 2. So I got 5, 6 for my first one, because I left it. 2/3 is really 4, 6. 1/2, I'm going to multiply top and bottom times 3. So there I got 3, 6. And now I add these together. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 3 is 12. 12, 6. Improper fraction, I need to divide. It goes 2 times, and there's no remainder. So this is really just exactly 2 feet around that rectangle. Least common multiple of 6 and 4. So I'm going to count by fours. 4, 8, 12, 16. And I'm going to count by sixes. 6, 12. Already have a winner right there. Remember, it's not always going to be just cross multiply. 6 times 4 gives me 24. That would also be a multiple, but we want the least common multiple, so that's why I counted by fours and sixes to get to a 12. Last two. Complete the chart. So we got some fractions, some decimals, and some percents. All right, I'm going to start with the 27% because percent means per 100. So I know my fraction is going to be 27 over 100. And the way I say that is 27 hundredths, so I know it's 0.27. The decimal is said 9 hundredths right here, so I know that's 9 over 100, which also makes that 9%. Okay, 3/4, if you can't remember, I'm going to figure out a way to get this to be 100 on the bottom. So what times 4 gets me to 100? 25 does. 25 times 3 gets me to 75. And now that I know it's 75 over 100, that would be 0.75, and it would also be 75%. What's the perimeter of the field? Find the perimeter, I need to add up all the sides. So this side is also 3/4, and this side is also 1/3. Some people like to go ahead and just add these two right now. 3/4 plus 3/4 is really 6/4, and I know it's improper. Don't worry about it right now. 1/3 plus 1/3 would be 2/3, and I'm going to add them together. So I need to come up with a denominator for 4 and 3. There's nothing I can take 3 times to get to 4, so I'm going to change both of them to 12ths, because 4 times 3 equals 12. Over here, 6 times 3 equals 18. And over here, 2 times 4 equals 8. 18 twelfths plus 8 twelfths equals 26 twelfths. Let's go ahead and divide that out. It goes 2 times. And you got a remainder of 2, so that equals 2 and 2 twelfths miles. It can be simplified down one more step, because I can take the 2 and 12, divide them both by 2, which would get me to 2 and 1/6 miles.